going on? It's your favorite Bangladeshi realtor. So as you may or may not know, as of August 17th, there's been a new National Association of Realtor law passed regarding buyer agent commissions. This has caused a lot of misconceptions and confusions regarding the commission process when representing a buyer for their real estate transaction. Hopefully this video will clear some things up for you. So number one, the seller is normally inclined to pay the commission. There hasn't been much change from previous generations of buyer and seller transactions. The only thing is now there's an additional addendum that needs to be signed clarifying to both parties in the contract who is responsible for paying the commission and what amount the commission is. The commission has always been negotiable between the seller and the buyer. And normally the seller, as mentioned, is inclined to pay because the buyer is essentially putting capital up with the down payment, the closing costs in order to purchase the seller's property, who is motivated to sell. Now, if they took away the capacity to pay the buyer's agent representative a commission, the agent wouldn't have any incentive to show the property because they're not being compensated for it, and the seller would lose out on a larger pool of buyers. So the same scenario has remained. The seller, in almost 99.9% of cases, will end up footing the bill for the commission. So I've had a lot of questions about whether the buyers themselves would have to compensate myself to represent them as their advisor. In almost every case, I haven't had any cases where the seller has not paid at the end of the transaction. That will remain. Number two, you as the buyer hold all the leverage. Ultimately, a lot more buyers will try to take on the home buying process by themselves because of this misconception that they have or this preconceived notion. But ask yourself this: do you want to go and make the largest purchase of your life and not be represented by a professional advisor that's on the field every day? I'm just going to be superior to you when it comes to transactions in real estate. I've been there, I've seen all the different types of transactions. I know how to navigate offers, and I know how to get you the best terms for your deal. Ultimately, there are a lot of excellent real estate agents out there, and this law will actually weed out the agents that are hobbyists and do this as a side hustle, because this is a very serious business. And I take my clients' fiduciary responsibility extremely seriously. I'm a professional agent that's out in the field. I get reps in every day, and I know the market better than you as a buyer. So ultimately, it's like anything else that you're seeking service for. Do you want to rely on an expert, or do you want to do it by yourself? I, for one, would not make a 6-figure to a 7-figure investment into anything without seeking out advice from a professional. Last but not least, quit pocket watching your agent's commission. You, as someone seeking out a service and an advisor in a process, should ask yourself much more important and granular questions. What service am I paying for? How is this person going to aid me in having the most smooth, white glove service imaginable in the home buying process? Let's be honest, it's quite a daunting process and very stressful as it is. So why would you not have an advisor that is an expert in their field? Now, there's a lot of misconceptions on what a real estate agent is valuable for, and I've heard it several times. Why am I paying commission to somebody that just opens a door or sends a DocuSign? This is a ludicrous statement. If you've had transactions like this with a real estate agent in particular, you've been selecting the wrong agents. You as a buyer, and the reason these types of laws are being passed now is because you have access to information. You should be selecting the best agents in your market, specifically in zip codes that you're targeting, that are doing multiple transactions a month. The reason being is you're not going to have the access and the network that we do when it comes to finding you the property that you want. In a competitive market, which it has been the last few years, a great agent knows how to source properties that are not even hitting the multiple listing service. They're not going to be on Zillow, they're not going to be on Redfin, Realtor.com, etc. They're going to be able to find you the house you want in the exact neighborhood you want without you having to compete with other buyers. That's just one advantage of having an excellent realtor. Gone are the days where everyone is looking at low interest rates and just climbing over each other to find homes. There's limited inventory, particularly in certain marketplaces. So you need to pick an agent that can source you properties creatively in exactly what you want, because ultimately that's what the buying process is all about. Again, you hold the leverage, but you need to quit pocket watching and asking yourself, how is my agent earning their commission? And you need to be very careful in observing the particular traits that will make you get the house that you want. If they did their job to a superior quality and they sourced you the property, they've earned that commission. There's no reason for you to pocket watch and ask for any of it back. It is not an easy field, and you constantly have to improve and work on yourself as an agent to make your clients the best possible deals. So do not take it lightly what it is that we do as advisors on this. And again, this is your favorite Bangladeshi realtor. Those are your 3 things to watch out for when you're trying to navigate this new process in the real estate buying field. Again, as I mentioned, not much has changed. There's a lot of misconceptions about what's going on with commissions, who's responsible for it. At the end of the day, think about it logically. Who's trying to sell the property and who's trying to purchase the property? So who's more inclined to pay the commission? Once you think of it in a rational way, you'll realize not much has changed. You should still seek out an advisor, but an excellent advisor. Not your mom's cousin, not your girlfriend's brother, somebody that actually is in the field doing the work and is a professional agent, not a hobbyist. I'm kind of glad these laws have passed because it's going to weed out a lot of the people that just do this as a side hustle. And this is not a side hustle, it's a serious profession with serious implications. And again, if you ever need guidance and advisory in the real estate field, commercial, residential, whether you're trying to be an aspiring investor or you're just trying to get your first home, I've seen it and done it all in this field. And there are very few people that are as multifaceted as me in this field. I'm confident in my abilities and I'm confident I'm the right advisor for you. It's your favorite Bangladeshi realtor.